To the question, what is the Matrix? I can explain it like this. When the European settlers arrived to the, what we call now, United States or the American continent, and said that they discovered it, this new world was already densely populated by the indigenous people. And when you think about the way they were living, they were much closer to Istina, to the truth. They were outside of the matrix. If I was to draw a graph, they were kind of the way showers, the ones in the front of the wave to enter the whole, to enter the oneness, to reunite with the oneness, right? And when American settlers have arrived and claimed that they have discovered new world, instead of recognizing what they have found, which I'm sure there were people who have recognized within the indigenous community and the way they were tending to the land, that there was something magical and special about it. They actually knew their immediate 360, which I talk about a lot, that we have to know our immediate 360 first before knowing anything else about anywhere in the world, because this is where everything will be reflected to us that's going on inside, and in different densities in our emotional space, in our physical body, in our mental body. Everything is reflected around us in our immediate 360. So before going and trying to change the world, try to connect as much as you can to your immediate 360 and try to work with it, right? Try to change things that you don't like within your immediate 360, therefore, and that will fractal out all around the world. So you don't ever need to jump over it, right? If you do so, it's just not going to have the same result. So Native Americans, they had a very sacred relationship with the land. They were tending to it. A lot more on this will be coming up in my further videos, because the spirit is taking me on this particular path of understanding what has happened and how it is happening through the connection to native culture. And they knew, as of right now, I'm studying specifically California because that's where I am and that's where my immediate 360 is. So that's as far as I will go right now, because I know that anyways, it all just is fractaling out from here, and it will have the same exact structure anywhere I pinpoint in the world. But for now, I will reference to the Native Americans of California coast, which is a very magical land. And with all what seems to me now an infinite number of plants and animals, they knew not only every plant, but also all the different subspecies and where they grow and how to tend to them to make sure that they are not extinct, not going extinct, that they tend to them so that the land provides back food to eat and materials to build with. So imagine that they knew absolutely everything within that was around them, and that's why in my understanding, that is why there was no centralized government, because it was not the matrix yet. It was the way without the matrix, the one that was close to the original, or somewhat original. And they had to have many tribes so that they understand, each tribe understands their immediate 360, because otherwise California is so diverse in its plant population, in its geology, that if it was to be ruled under a centralized government system, then the possibility of being that connected to each piece of land by individuals would probably be non-existing. The only reason I'm saying that is because I'm looking around right now what we have done. And what we have done, we first of all, I'm not gonna even go there, but of course stole the land, and the spirit, the land, has I believe that it has given us gold to play with our hunger, to destroy us through by the means of us basically killing ourselves, killing each other for gold and money and all that stuff. We did not see where the real gold was the real gold was in the knowledge of how to tend to the wild, or if you can't even call it the wild, because everything here was tended for. There was no agriculture, but they managed the diversity of the land in such a way that there were like mini crops, right, tended to by certain families, and therefore this was probably the kind of healthy stage of agriculture. Now we said that was childlike. We came from the Europe, from a different dimension that was already had the structure in it, the matrix structure in it. And we've implemented that matrix structure here. And this is how I see the matrix, is our I have to pick up, okay, I'll be quick, I need to pick up that phone call. Is basically the matrix is the structure that we've implemented in the form of industrialization and agriculture, and now our inability to tend to the land, our inability to do things and do things on our own from what the land is giving to us. All we can do now is click a button for something to be delivered to us. We don't know how it's made, we don't know how it grows. All of the fruits and vegetables, no matter organic or not, they're not native plants. They're all brought from somewhere. Everything is artificial. We're living in this artificial environment where if somebody was actually to take us out of it and bring us back into the original way, into the forest, we would not be able to survive. The original way was not only able, for the people were not only able to survive, but they were able to thrive and also have the land thrive around them. And that's the difference. As I was driving to El Monte here on the freeways, and I also had to go downtown to the Central Public Library. I saw all this industrial structure, and It's that heavy matrix that's on top of us, all the buildings and the sidewalks and the roads built over natural stuff, built over grasslands and marshes and forests, and that is the matrix. You know, you think that it's something invisible, but yes, here it is in the physical. You can see it in a way of structured world, in the way of all these things that were built. And that is another thing, another cool way of thinking about it is, if you think of us inside and how everything was free-flowing and natural, and if you imagine that our veins are a highway, right, and there was or our lymphatic system is a highway, and we had natural flow through it. Now, just like we build bridges and roads and put all this infrastructure or the physical structure around us, so did we calcify inside our glands and a lot of things. We were never so we're now kind of half and half, a hybrid between a matrix being, if we live in the city, and a natural being. And those of us who have decalcified, who've gone through different spiritual processes and awakenings and cleanses and decalcified our glands, we are drawn to the forest, we're drawn to the native people, we're drawn to that type of lifestyle, living off the land, because that is the reflection of what's going on inside, within our cells and capillaries, within our lymphatic system, within our glands that are being decalcified. We want to surround ourselves with things that are not calcified, like everything around in the big city, right? Because that's a representation of a calcification inside of us, and also the matrix, the system that does not allow us to get to know our immediate 360 in a authentic way, right? Everything here is it's kind of like a riddle, like a made up way of reaching the truth. It's a structure on top of something natural, like a grid that is meant to take us through the same journey and processes, but it's not complete, it's not as diverse, it's not as full and real as the natural process was. So it will take us longer to reach the truth if we were to go this route, if ever, because living in this structure, we don't live to the age that we should be living to. Okay, more on that later. I have to pick up the phone. I'm getting distracted. Bye. Love you, bye.